Sterilogy, preventing hospital-associated infections. According to the World Health Organization, hospital-associated infections kill 247 patients every day across the U.S. They go on to say that it's similar to a Boeing 767 crashing every day. Hospital infections cause an additional 2 million non-fatal incidences annually. This results in over $30 billion in annual cost to the U.S. hospitals. Each infection prolongs hospitalization for 19 additional days and results in $43,000 in cost per patient. The incident rate for hospital infections is nearly 5% in the U.S. But this is a global problem where infection rates are much higher. In Western Europe, it is over 7% and may be as high as 19% in other parts of the world. The World Health Organization states, the primary method of prevention of hospital-associated infections is through proper hand hygiene. They go on to say, making hand rub available at the point of care means making it available at the exact place where physical contact between a patient and a healthcare worker takes place. However, getting hospital staff to actually sanitize at the point of care has been virtually impossible using wall-mounted dispensers. Compliance remains a problem despite educational campaigns and management pleas. But now, Sterilogy has met the challenge and has the solution. Sterilogy has invented and patented a compact, body-worn, smart personal sanitizer which is always at the point of care. It improves compliance by reminding the healthcare professional if they forget to sanitize prior to a patient encounter. Furthermore, it records the dispensing event by sending it to Sterilogy's cloud, thereby avoiding the disadvantages of other data collection methods. Medicare and other governmental agencies now demand hospitals document their hand hygiene compliance. Failure to do so would result in financial penalties and a risk of de-accreditation. There are two main components of Sterilogy's hand hygiene compliance and monitoring system. The Smart Personal Sanitizer is worn on the body and always, therefore, available at the point of care, and the Zone Boundary Unit that creates an invisible boundary around the patient's bed. Here's how the system works. Each healthcare professional wears a smart personal sanitizer with embedded radio frequency wireless technology. The Zone Boundary Unit creates a wireless zone which detects the user's smart personal sanitizer. As the healthcare professional approaches the patient zone, it communicates with the smart personal sanitizer. Staff sanitize at the point of care and are now safe to enter the patient zone. If staff does not sanitize prior to entering the zone, the smart personal sanitizer reminds the user and wirelessly logs whether or not the sanitizing event has occurred. The Smart Personal Sanitizer communicates with the base station unit, which sends the data to Sterilogy's cloud, where a compliance index is calculated for every healthcare professional. Hospital management can easily sign into Sterilogy's web-based software from any device to access real-time hand hygiene compliance data called the Sterilogy Index. Governmental agencies have realized that current hospital compliance reporting is often grossly exaggerated. Sterilogy not only proactively improves compliance, but also eliminates the causes for spurious data used by hospitals. There are two main ways of collecting data: overt and covert observation. With overt observation, the healthcare professional knows that someone is watching their hand hygiene compliance. In this case, people behave differently when knowingly observed. This is referred to as the Hawthorne effect, which leads to falsely elevated results. A recent article proved that overt observation does indeed result in falsely elevated levels of compliance. With covert observation, the healthcare professional does not know they are being monitored, so the data tends to be more accurate. But it is expensive to implement and may in fact violate staff privacy. The compliance rate from overt observation is typically claimed to be at 85% or higher, while the more accurate rate from covert observation points to a much lower rate of 35%. Consequently, even well-meaning hospitals routinely report falsely elevated results to Medicare and Medicaid. Sterilogy obviates the disadvantages of both overt and covert observations by having no cost for observers, no observer bias, no Hawthorne effect, and automatic transmission of hygiene data to the cloud. The World Health Organization's 5 moments of hand hygiene can be used to compare the 3 systems in use today. On the right, you see that current hospital practices, which simply implore staff to use more sanitizer, are clearly inadequate to reach any of the goals. In the center, competing electronic systems that use radio frequency ID improve on moments 1 and 5, but fail to satisfy 2, 3, and 4, because staff are forced to repeatedly leave the patient and use wall-mounted sanitizers away from the patient. In contrast, because Sterilogy has the body-worn smart personal sanitizer always at hand, it excels in all 5 moments of hand hygiene. Sterilogy's compliance system is protected by 5 patents, and a 6th patent is pending. Our hand hygiene system has tremendous market interest. Sterilogy has received a letter of commitment from Beaumont Health. We have letters of interest from Trinity Health and Advocate Children's Hospital, as well as one from Premier Health, a home healthcare company. Sterilogy's body-worn smart personal sanitizer has potential far beyond hospitals. It is applicable anywhere that requires hand hygiene, such as food processing, food service, schools, and home health care, just to name a few. Sterilogy has a very experienced management team with a track record of success. Dr. Algren is an orthopedic surgeon whose practice is one of the top 10 in the country. Dr. Cartouche is an internationally renowned neurologic surgeon, medical device inventor, author, lecturer, and clinical professor. Mr. Kreitz has gained extensive experience in the biomedical sales industry prior to entering the automotive sales field, where he is responsible for over $400 million in annual sales. Mr. Zyma is a seasoned executive and inventor with 11 patents. He has started companies in the US and UK for 2 multi-billion-dollar companies. He has established manufacturing facilities worldwide and has formed joint ventures throughout Europe and Australia. Thank you for your interest in Sterilogy, improving hygiene, saving lives.